We'll do extended child's pose with knees wide and with a blanket roll at the hip crease. So take your blanket and roll it up, and then pull the blanket roll into your hip crease and lift your belly up and over the blanket roll. Put your hands on blocks and start to extend your arms, extend your armpits, pull your outer hips back and down, and come into this extended child. Press the blocks forward, widen your hands and press your handprints into the blocks and keep those arms extended. Keep the sides of your waist extended and feel the pressure of the blanket going into the low belly. So the belly is receding back towards the lumbar spine, which is rounding gently. So the lumbar area becomes spacious and long and broad. Breathe here and let your forehead rest down. Be long in the front of the thoracic spine, even though the belly is receding back. Soft belly receding back. So let the belly receive the blanket roll. And then start to come up out of the pose. Now we'll practice Uttanasana with a block between the upper inner thighs. So place a block way up high in the thighs. Have your feet right underneath your sitting bones. Bring your hands to your hips. Lengthen the side ribs. Let the shoulders move back. Elbows back. Inhale and lift the front of your spine, and then exhale and fold over your legs. Fingertips coming down onto the mat. And start to squeeze the block with your outer thighs. So the outer thighs squeeze into the inner thighs, into the block. Connect the outer body towards the midline. So the squeezing of the legs from outer to inner is an expression of the outer body hugging the midline. Let your legs be tall and active and squeezing in, and then let this help you release your spine more. Relaxing and releasing the spine down and forward like a waterfall, flowing out of the pelvis and down towards the top of the head. So the head is relaxed. Let your abdomen recede back. Let there be a gentle roundness in the lumbar. Let your rib cage be heavy, the front side of the rib cage, the back side. And then bring your hands to your hips. Reach the chest forward, shoulders back, and come up. As you're here now, maintain that squeezing of the outer thighs in. Now we'll practice Tadasana. Bring your legs underneath you, your feet underneath your sitting bones. Feet can be together or a little apart, and then bend your knees and sink down into your feet. Relax your body, and then as you straighten the legs, lift the shoulders way up towards the ears. Get tall in the sides of your body, and then take the shoulders back towards the back of the shoulder sockets. So the heads of the humerus bones are hugging the back of the shoulder sockets. You can bend your elbows for a moment, and then straighten the arms and straighten the legs, and pull the shoulders, the shoulder blades, and the arms down as you get taller through the trunk, taller through the rib cage. So as the heads of the humerus, arms, and shoulder blades pull down, the side ribs go up, and there's an ascension through the inner body, an ascension of the spine from bottom to top. Thighs are internally rotating, outer thighs squeezing in. Be long in your belly, lift the belly. And breathe. Now we'll practice Garudasana. Bring your feet together. Be in Tadasana. And as you inhale, sweep your arms up, keep the waist settling back, be long in your trunk, and then exhale and bend your knees and sit your hips back and down for Utkatasana. And then swing the right arm under the left arm, bring all your weight onto the left foot, left leg, lift the right thigh up and cross your right thigh over the left thigh, high up on the thighs. You can wrap your right foot around the left calf if that's available to you. And then we'll do a curl here in this version of Garudasana. So start to pull the abdomen back to encourage a nice rounding of the lumbar. And it's not a contraction, it's a soft receding of the lower belly, moving back towards the spine. Round yourself and let your forearms go down. Bend both knees. Let all of your weight be pouring into that left foot so you're nice and steady there and heavy in that standing leg. And then sink your hips down as you start to lift the spine up again, lifting the elbows and the forearms long through the fingers. And then swing yourself out of the pose, both feet down, even stance here. And then swing your arms up again. And pull the inner thighs, pubic bone, outer hips back and down. And swing your left arm under the right. Swing your left thigh over the right thigh and hook the foot around if you can. Let the long, low belly recede gently back towards the spine to encourage a nice rounded position in the spine here. A soft rounding as the forearms drop down. Soft, long belly receding. Be strong in your legs here, bending the knees more. Breathe smoothly here as you balance. And then find an earthiness in the legs. And from a deep internal place, start to lengthen yourself back up, lifting the elbows, lifting the sides of your rib cage, sinking down into the right foot. And then release yourself out of the balance, stand on 2 feet, and recover with an open chest here. And now grab your block for a core crunch with the block. Place the block between your knees and hands behind your head. Legs and feet are in parallel, pelvis, spine, neutral. Squeeze the block. Inhale, lengthen your spine, open your rib cage. Exhale and scoop the belly. Tuck the pelvis, and as you keep exhaling, lift the shoulder blades up in a gentle crunch as you squeeze the block. Inhale back down, opening the elbows. Exhale, scoop the belly, tuck the pelvis, lift the shoulder blades for the crunch, squeeze the block. Inhale back down, opening the elbows. Exhale, scoop, tuck, and lift the shoulder blades, squeezing the knees in. Inhale, lengthen the spine, open the elbows. Exhale, scoop the belly back, tucking the pelvis, lift the shoulder blades up, squeezing. Inhale, lengthen the spine, pelvis neutral. Exhale, deep contraction in the belly, tucking the pelvis, lift those shoulder blades. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lower yourself back down, open the elbows. Exhale, deep contraction, low back comes to the mat, lift the shoulder blades up. Inhale, coming to lay back, open the elbows. Exhale, a deep contraction of the psoas and a tuck and a lift of the shoulder blades. Exhale, a deep contraction in the belly, lower the low back towards the mat and lift the shoulder blades. And again, inhale, lay down, open the elbows, be neutral. Exhale, deep contraction, tuck the pelvis, lift the shoulder blades into a crunch, squeeze the block. Inhale, coming to lay back, open the elbows. Exhale, a deep contraction of the psoas and a tuck and a lift of the shoulder blades. And then inhale, lengthen, neutralize, open the elbows and recover here. Now we'll do a core crunch with a twist. So lay on your back, have your hands under your head, neutral pelvis, neutral spine, knees bent and feet flat. Relax your belly here before we begin. And then inhale and lengthen your spine, breathe into your rib cage. Exhale, take a deep contraction of the belly, tucking the pelvis, lift the shoulder blades, and take a twist over to the left. And then inhale, lay back down, open the elbows. Exhale, a deep contraction, tucking the pelvis, lift the shoulder blades, and then twist to the right. Inhale, back down, lengthening the spine, open elbows. Exhale, deep contraction, tucking the pelvis, lift the shoulder blades, twist left. Inhale, lengthen the spine, open elbows. Exhale, deep contraction, tucking, lifting the shoulder blades, and twist to the right. Inhale, back to neutral, open the elbows. Exhale, deep contraction to crunch up and then twist left. Feel your feet on the ground. Inhale, open elbows, neutral pelvis, neutral spine. Fill the lungs. And exhale, scoop the belly, tuck the pelvis, lift the shoulder blades, and twist to the right. Inhale, open elbows, lengthening. Exhale, deep contraction, scooping, tucking, lifting the shoulder blades, twist left. Inhale, open elbows, long spine. Exhale, contract the belly and twisting to the right. And continue like this. And then relax and release. Now we'll practice Ardha Navasana. So lay on your back again, starting with a neutral spine here. Feet flat, knees bent, relaxing. Inhale, lengthen the spine, really be in neutral here. And then exhale and find a deep contraction of the low belly. So the low, deep belly pulls back towards the interior spine, tucking the pelvis, and then stretch your legs out at 45 degrees and lift your shoulder blades and arms up. Inhale here and find length in the limbs, activity in the limbs. Exhale and scoop the belly again, thinking of the belly moving towards the back body. Contracting there. Inhale, stretch the arms and stretch the legs. Roll the thighs in and make your legs longer. Exhale, find a deep contraction. And then inhale, lay back down, bend your knees, feet flat, and recover here. Smooth breath, inhaling and exhaling. And now for Supta Urdhva Hastasana. Make sure that the flesh of your buttocks is pulled away from the low back, and then stretch your legs out one at a time and reach your arms up overhead but along the floor. And stretch your whole body out in this manner. Open the feet, open the toes, roll your thighs in and ground your thighs down towards the mat. And pull your rib cage long away from the legs. Lengthen and extend your arms. So pull your legs towards the feet and pull your arms towards the hands. And let your abdomen, let your whole midsection, let your lumbar receive that stretch. Breathing here as you stretch the legs and stretch the sides of your belly, stretch the arms as you lengthen. And then bend your knees, and come back to neutral. Now we'll do belly rolling pose with a block. Laying on the back to start, place the block between your knees, knees over hips, shins parallel to the floor. Stretch your arms out to the sides, wake up your feet. Spread the arms, inhale, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, lower the knees down towards the right hand, squeezing the block. Pull the belly to the left, slide the shoulder blades down the back, press the backs of the hands into the floor. Squeeze the block between the knees and lower the knees down a little more to the right as you roll the belly left. Stretch the left arm to the left. And then inhale, come back to center. Squeezing the block, and exhale, take the knees over to the left arm. Reach the right arm to the right, wide through the arms, shoulder blades down the back. Pull the belly to the right. Roll the belly to the right as the legs go left. Long spine here. And then inhale back to the center. And exhale the knees over to the right side, squeezing the block. Belly recedes back and slides to the left. And then inhale to the center. Exhale, take the knees over towards the left elbow as the belly rolls to the right. And inhale back to center. Exhale, recede and scoop the belly as it rolls left as the knees go right. Inhale, center, squeezing the block. Exhale, let the belly recede and roll to the right as the legs go to the left elbow. Nice and even and wide through the arms, and continue like this again to each side. Shoulder blades sliding down the back, long in the anterior spine, connecting the outer knees in towards the inner knees, towards the block. Stretch the elbows, open the hands, hug your shoulder blades into the rib cage. And then lower the feet back down to the floor. And relax here. Smooth inhalation. And exhaling. Remove the block from between your knees and rest in neutral. Now we'll do a version of Virasana, seated pose. Open up your blanket onto your mat like you see here. And place your block onto the blanket and then come onto your shins with that block between the feet. Rest the top of your head onto the sticky mat and use your hands to pull the calf muscles down towards the Achilles tendons and out to the sides so that your thigh bones can sit down between the shins. And the calves went lateral, so there's room for the thighs to sit down. And then pull the skin of the shins forward and pull the flesh of the buttocks back so that you can really sit on the center of the sitting bones. Make your adjustments here. Make sure that your feet and toes are pointing straight back. Rest your hands on your thighs. Feel the natural curves of your spine here, the head balanced right over the pelvic floor. Breathe up and down your spine here. Create a little lift from the low belly. And then interlace your fingers and press your palms forward. And lift the hands up to the ceiling. Take the arms back and keep the waist pulling back as the arms go back. So you want to avoid the belly swinging forward as the arms go back. The belly should recede back. The elbows pull in towards each other. The hands press up. The lower belly lifts. The thighs are grounding down. And then exhale and lower your arms down and switch the interlace of the fingers. Press your palms forward. And pull the abdomen back and lengthen the abdomen as you lift the arms back and lift the palms to the ceiling. long in the waist. Let the arms be an extension of your waist. Press the shoulder blades forward into the rib cage, but let the abdomen settle back and lengthen. The roots of the thighs are grounded. Breathing here, getting grounded through the sitting bones as you inhale, and soften and open the soft palate, the back of the throat as you exhale. And then lower your arms down and rest your hands on your thighs. Now we'll practice Upavishta Konasana with a block under the pubic bone. So sit down on your buttocks and take your legs wide and adjust the flesh so that you can pull the flesh of the buttocks back behind your sitting bones. And let yourself sit evenly so that the midlines of the backs of your legs are grounded. Bring your fingertips to the floor behind you. Let the shoulders move back. Let the waist be long. Be on the centers of your sitting bones. The abdomen is long and receding. No hardness in the belly, no contraction here. Don't overcorrect by contracting the abdomen. Let the abdomen recede and lengthen, and press the roots of the thighs down into the floor. Open the feet. Press the midlines of the backs of the legs down into the floor. And then take the block right between the groins and start to come forward so that the pubic bone and the low belly are supported by the block on the lowest height. And bring your forearms down to the sticky mat. And now energize your legs, ground your thigh bones, press the backs of the knees down into the ground, and pull the buttocks back and down. So don't let the buttocks spread too much here, but rather pull the outer thighs towards the hip sockets. Let the upper buttocks release down. Let the legs be grounded. Let the lumbar spine have a sense of a gentle rounding. And then if it feels okay for you, you can rest your forehead onto your hands. So you can fold your forearms here and rest your head and enjoy the support of the block. Every once in a while, connect to a sense of activity in the legs, lengthening and grounding in the legs. And let there be a soft rounding in the spine here. The abdomen recedes. There's a gentle feeling of the pubic bone lifting. As the buttocks pulls back and down. Smooth inhalation, smooth exhalation. And then inhale and come up to sit, fingertips behind you. Again, activate and ground the thighs, shoulders back, spread the collarbones, and then come out of the pose. Now we'll practice Paschimottanasana with a blanket roll in the hip crease. So roll up your blanket as you see here. Extend your legs in front of you. With the blanket in your lap, pull the flesh of the buttocks back behind your sitting bones so you can sit tall in your sitting bones, and then pull the blanket roll deep into the hip crease. Lift the belly up and over the blanket roll and take hold of your feet with your hands. With the arms straight for a moment, inhale, lift the chest, and then exhale, bend the elbows out to the sides and fold forward, letting the abdomen recede back towards the lumbar. Receive the blanket roll in your low belly here, letting space be there. And then lengthen the thoracic forward towards the feet. Let your thoracic spine be very long. Let the anterior surface of the thoracic spine be long. Press the thighs down. Connect your thigh bones deep into the hip sockets. Bend the elbows out to the sides and pull the sides of your rib cage forward. Relax and release the head. Stay active in the legs, open in the toes. See if you can find even more length here. Breathing as you stay very internal here, exploring the sensations you feel inside, exploring your breath. And then inhale and come out of the pose. For a moment, bring your fingertips behind you on the floor. Shoulders back, open chest. And then release. Now we'll practice an active version of Setu Bandhasana. So lay down on your back with your knees bent and feet flat, and bring your feet quite close to your sitting bones and a little bit wider than your sitting bones. And then you're going to tuck the pelvis under and lift the tailbone up and interlace your fingers underneath your buttocks and walk your shoulders closer together underneath you. Stretch through the arms and press the forearms and elbows down as you lift the buttocks higher. You can even lift up the heels to lift the buttocks higher. Reach the shoulder blades into the rib cage, which will help you open the chest towards the chin. And lift the buttocks more. Ground the heels now and think of the right and left sides of the tailbone lifting. Magnetize the knees towards each other. And then lift up a little higher and release the interlace of the fingers. And then roll your spine back down, letting the tail come down last. And now we'll do a version of Shavasana in which there's a bolster underneath the thighs and knees. And have a blanket near the head side so there's a little softness under the head. So set yourself up here and release the flesh of the buttocks away from the lower back. And then start to relax the legs so that the thighs and knees are supported by the bolster and the blanket is supporting the head. And the blanket is underneath the head. And adjust your shoulder blades so the shoulder blades are settled down the back. And then let your palms face the ceiling. Relax the arms, relax the pelvis. Relax the limbs. Smooth inhalation and slow, gradual exhalation here. Inhaling deeply and a smooth, slow exhale.